This episode is brought to you by Peloton. For Peloton's December offer, head to onepeloton.com/offers. But I have to say, I fully was like, wow, I'm just going to sit here and look at a bunch of penises with my husband right now. All right, guys, I am so excited about this podcast today. You might know him from XM Sirius Radio with Andy Cohen every morning, or possibly from his podcast, Discretion Advised, or you might just know him for his incredible body. Ladies and gentlemen, I have with me John Arthur Hill today. Hi, John.
Serving body down. What's up?
Yeah, we have to always mention the bod and the looks for all my listeners who just listen to this voice. This is a very good looking man on my screen right now.
Oh my God, thank you.
You're welcome. Does everyone say that to you?
Listen, I'll take it as often as I can get it. I'm thirsty for it and desperate for attention and flattery. I'll take it.
And you love it. You love it. No, you're welcome. You're also a really nice guy. I met you for the first time doing the Discretion Advised podcast, and you guys were so much fun. You're so down to earth. You're obviously I had Joe Gorga with me, half naked with you the whole time on stage, but you guys were so much fun.
I cannot thank you enough for coming. We meet a lot of people, and you guys were top-notch favorites. Thank you so much.
Good.
And such good
You're
sports.
welcome.
And yeah, anytime you can get Joe Gorga's tits out,
I
we're
know.
good.
He loves it too. Don't get him twisted. He'll pull them out anytime he possibly can.
Joe
He
is a
loves
gay icon, and he doesn't even he might realize it a little bit, but he needs to really fully embrace it. I think that's his next act. I think that is his next big plunge in the American zeitgeist, is as a full-fledged gay icon. He should host RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh my, could you imagine? I think he would love it. That's the crazy part. He would love every second of it.
Yeah, he's he's like our leader. He's a gay icon, and he has the body for days.
Oh God, I am not telling him you're saying any of this, because he will totally eat it up. He loves it. He doesn't he likes when a gay man thinks he's hot, because then it's the official stamp of approval, because you guys keep it tight and keep it all cleaned up, and you like pretty boys.
Anytime there's a contest, or anytime anyone ever asks who's your favorite hottest house husband, he's always the winner. No matter, even with women, he's the hottest.
He does well. Oh God, we're blowing his head up right now, way bigger than it needs to be. For all my listeners out there, just know, yes, I'm hoarse. This is not me trying to turn John on. And they all know, John, this is a thing with me. If I drink too much, if I do anything too much, I instantly lose my voice. And I just came off an awesome cousins weekend with my cousins in New York City. We do it every single year. We grab my sisters and my cousins. We're all right around the same age, within 10 years of each other, and we're just a group of cousins that just go out, and we do the Christmas bar hop and just run around New York City and do all the Christmas things.
Yeah, where do you go? Do you go ice skating?
So yeah, I missed the ice skating this year, but they went ice skating under the Brooklyn Bridge. Are you aware that you can do that?
On the ocean?
Yeah, right under the Brooklyn Bridge, the ocean, somewhere in the sea.
Wow.
They went ice skating. That was awesome. We did a couple of the cheesy bar, with all the decoration things, because some of my cousins insisted. We did Madame X. Do you know that? Do you know Madame X?
Is that on Houston Street?
Yeah, it's a gay bar.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
We stopped by there for a little bit because one of my friends, Tim Cush, was having a birthday party. So we stopped by there also. We just, we went to a really great dinner. We had a good night. Listen, we had fun.
Is that what you were about to say? You went to Catch?
No, it was called Catchy Shuby. Catchy Shuby. Have you ever heard?
Don't know it, but I don't know the fancy restaurants. I need to next time.
You know what? You're out in LA. Are you in New York a lot?
I am in New York once a month to do my show, but I need to get back into the cool kid part of New York. I kind of just go to the same old places.
I feel like I fall into the same rut too. But
Yeah.
enough about me. I need to talk about you for a second, and the fact that, I think people find it very intriguing that you're on. First of all, in case my listeners don't know, I have to fill them in, that you did once in your life date Andy Cohen. I find this so intriguing because knowing him as long as I've known him, I never read an article that he's with a man. I never read anything about Andy having a boyfriend. You are like the only person that has ever been stamped as Andy Cohen's ex or like boyfriend that I know of. You're probably giggling inside because you know 1,000, right? But like, I only know you. We only know you.
Well, there's another one. He has another one that he talks about in his books a lot, who's very cool, who's another friend of mine as well.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, he dates around, but in terms of like actual boyfriends, we dated in 2003 for a couple years, and then we were really good friends. We kind of broke up because we were better friends than boyfriends. And then I worked at Watch What Happens Live for 4 years. I was a writer on that show, and then we started hosting our show on SiriusXM 8 years ago. So we've been yes, we broke up as boyfriends, but we kind of never broke up in terms of like somehow we're still like something.
Which is pretty amazing. I mean, that's like you can give everyone tips out there on how to
Do you think it's amazing, or do you think it's a red flag that I'm close with my ex and work with my ex? Honestly.
Honestly, a red flag? No. I think that it's a sign of also like a good person because you guys might have broke up, but nobody like screwed each other over to the point that you can't look at each other.
Right.
That you're actually able to like work with someone. And not only that, I hate to say this, but your ex is one of the most powerful people in reality TV at the moment. I mean, would you agree on this?
Yeah, when we dated, he was not at Bravo yet. So it's kind of like we've evolved together. I was there when he was not that, and I've kind of had a front row seat to watch all this happen for him. And I'm so happy for him. So I think part of our relationship is being able to kind of keep it real with him. Someone who remembers when, he was still in a walk up.
Yes. Yes. Well, so when you dated him, it was pre-fame. It was before he was famous.
Yeah, it was. And then he did move over to Bravo. I think like the last couple of years we were together, but he didn't have a show till later. But listen, he was always successful, and he was always kind of a star on the rise. Definitely.
Right.
He always kind of like was on he was like a very charismatic superstar kind of guy. That's why I fell in love with him.
He was on a mission. He knew what he wanted. He also, I remember seeing him on like with Sarah Jessica Parker on Sex and the City, like little roles like that. He was always like in there, the news, doing things like that, right? Commentating.
Yeah. They say that luck, there's no such thing as luck. And it is preparation meets opportunity. And he is the perfect example of that. He was always kind of like ready to jump if an opportunity came. And it's inspiring to see anybody who has big ambitions. I think that's really what it is. Make yourself available to opportunities and then be ready to take them. Right. Be confident.
Well, he's definitely done that. I mean, it's huge. And you must have so much behind the scenes scoop all the time on Housewives. Like, are you sick of hearing about it sometimes just because you're on with him? And I know you guys don't just talk Housewives in the morning, right? But it always comes up. There's always a reunion or something for him to like clarify. Do you ever get sick of hearing about all of us crazy women?
No, I never do. In all honesty, when I worked at Watch What Happens Live, I did get a little bit tired because it was every single day. We had to know all the shows. But to be totally honest, Andy and I on the radio work really well because I don't actually keep up as like a crazy rabid Bravo fan because it gives us something to talk about. If I knew everything, when I ask him something about you guys, I'm literally saying, who is that and what's happening? And he's able to tell me and not pretend to be telling me. He's literally telling me. So it works better for our conversation if I don't know everything. Like I'm happy in my little bubble. Sorry, my dog is shaking.
No, but I agree because if you were a fan that knew everything, like it's not as fun. Oh my God, look at this pup. Is that a boy?
I'm going to take his collar off. Yeah, this is Pete.
Hi, Pete. Pete is so cute. And you have a dog? I mean, do you have a new boyfriend or are we still just, hanging
Melissa,
out single?
Hook me up.
Wait, can I give you the funniest story? I have a funny story. I like reposted your photo a couple times after I came on the podcast or Oh my God. The women, the Franklin Lakes moms in my DMs. I was like, he's gay. He's gay. He's not like literally like I cannot even tell you how many people DM'd me about you.
I gotta get to
actually
Franklin
was
Lakes.
funny.
I gotta
mean,
get out there.
do you like ladies as well? Because I have a ton that would love to meet you.
I wish I did.
A ton.
I wish I
You know what?
did.
There was a couple. There was a couple boys too that were definitely in my DMs asking, like, "Who is this?"
I'm down for dates.
You are,
Yeah.
even with women.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste their time, but
Yeah, don't tease these girls. I had a couple like, well, who is this? Just like, moms from town, like, probably running around to the food store and then watching Melissa's
I owe my
repost.
life to moms. Moms listen to our show, and the Sirius XM listenership is highly mom centric, mom forward. So thank you to the moms. Thank you to
Oh, yeah,
that's
sure.
my bread and butter right there. Love you.
Oh, they are. They're all listening to you right now as
Love
well.
you.
So
Love you. Most of the
So
women,
please.
most of the people who come to my shows, a lot of them are like 40 plus moms. That's my age group.
Really?
That's my sweet spot. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that's also like, in the morning when you're on with Andy, that's probably his sweet spot as well, right? So it's all like
Yeah.
tied in with that in the morning.
I wonder sometimes if like me and Mark's show, Discretion Advised, is a lot of guys, a lot of younger people.
Oh, we're going to talk about Discretion Advised. First of all, I love the name of who came up with that?
Mark thought of that. Mark is such a good writer. He's really good with titles and stuff. I was going to say, but I think for me in the mornings on the radio, moms driving their kids to school, I think I remind them of like their gay bestie they had in high school in the 90s.
For sure.
They're reliving the glory. And I'm happy to play that. I'm happy to play that role for people,
I think you do that for me as well.
I've been a gay bestie plenty of times.
For sure. Like, I wish you lived in Jersey, or New York would be acceptable as well. But like, that's how I felt when I met you also. You were just one of those people that you feel like you've known forever. We just kind of like, I'm like, oh, he's cool. I like this guy. Now I know.
Same.
Now I got it.
Hi, this is Daniel Rue from the Real GM Radio Podcast. The tournament is finally here, and BetOnline is your bracket headquarters for this year's tournament. BetOnline has the best bracket contest, odds, and lines on every game and every round right up until the national championship. You can access the most up-to-the-minute wagering information anytime from your desktop or mobile devices, and you can even track your bracket in real time all the way through the tournament. Whether it's college or pro hoops, BetOnline has it all throughout the entire college and pro hoop season, so head to BetOnline today to stay updated on the action. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Shall I take your order, or do you need a minute?
Yes, I'll be ready. Just buying a car on Carvana.
What?
It's super convenient. I already got pre-qualified in 2 minutes. All I had to do was answer a few questions.
What? That's handy.
Yeah, now I'm customizing my down and monthly payments.
What? That's an exquisite deal.
And just like that, Carvana's delivering my car in a couple days.
What?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'll have the burrito.
Visit Carvana.com to finance your next car.
Financing subject to credit approval. Delivery fees may apply.
So yeah, obviously you're an icon to all of these ladies listening to you all day. And you have like this calmness about you, like this chill calmness about you. But I mean, I have a lot of listeners that are also single. So I want to talk to you about this for a second.
All right.
Because, well, first of all, you've managed to have an ex that you work with, which is unheard of, but also you're in the dating world, I'm sure, right? Like, are you dating?
I am dating, but just to be honest, it's hard to meet people, especially in LA. I don't like a lot of people. A lot of time I have I'm trying to work on being more tolerant and cool. A lot of times someone will say the wrong thing and I'll be out.
Really?
I
Like,
don't
so
know.
you're going to meet for something to eat or get a drink, and then you're instantly like, I don't like what you said. I got to go.
I don't leave, but in my mind, I'm like, I'm maybe a little too critical. And I don't mean physically. I mean just chill personality wise. Like, I need a cool, chill person. If someone suffers from severe anxiety, because I have bad anxiety, if someone else has that, I can't. I need a chill.
Do you really? I would never in a million years think you have anxiety ever.
Yeah, I'm socially awkward. I try to play it off. But like, I need someone who's going to kind of ground me, keep me calm. I don't need a panicker, because I can panic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, are you noticing these days? So I have a lot of my friends are married, but a lot of them are also still in the dating world.
Yeah.
And they tell me that a lot of the people they go out on dates with are already in a relationship or they're already married and like this is their date on the side, like, and they say it's happening like constantly, and a lot of the marriages are okay with it. So it's like, listen, we need a minute here, or like, go ahead, go do your thing for a minute. I'll go do mine. Are you noticing that? Or it's just a lot of my friends are saying that, gay and straight, honestly.
Yeah. You know what? Sometimes I like that people are upfront about it. That's what I will say is the good part of all of it. You know, the worst part is if you find that out and it's cheating or a lie or whatever.
Right.
I think the first thing to say is that it's great that people are open about it and upfront. That's great. What kind of rubs me the wrong way is I'm looking for my special person. I'm not a prude. I'll go out with someone if they're in an open relationship or whatever. I won't go on a date, probably like a romantic, let's get to know each other thing. But like every so often, if there's some sort of hookup, I don't know. There's a situation where I could be open to it, but I'm not trying to date somebody who's in a long. This is what I've been noticing. People will DM me. A guy will DM me and like something thirsty, like very thirsty,
like extremely thirsty.
Yeah, I'll click on their account. I'll go to their profile, and it will be married to my best friend for 7 years today. God
this is
first.
What I'm talking about.
They have their babies, and I'm like, it takes me a second to put myself in their shoes. If I were married for 7 years, and if I had kids, and I don't know if, well, maybe I would be sending thirsty DMs to people. I probably would, but it just takes me a minute to say, wow, think this, you know, it just takes me a minute to think through it. But I am noticing that. I do get a lot of DMs from married people for sure.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's what everyone is saying to me. Everyone, they're like, this is what's happening in the world right now. And like, it's almost like, okay, they're fine doing it too. And like people like you will go check on their page and this is what they see. And it's just like, it's crazy. So it's rough out there in those streets. I mean, are you looking for something serious or no? Are you at that point?
I'm open
in
to
life?
it for sure.
Are you?
Andy is too.
I know. I tell him all the time. I'm like with the babies now and just, I feel like he's definitely texted me a couple times and expressed how hard it is to have the two little ones. And I tell him, Andy, you're going through the baby years. It's going to get better. It's the absolute best time and the hardest time all wrapped into one.
Listen,
like
I don't
obsessed.
have kids, but I can tell him, I've told him before, like, it is going to, I know that you're going through it, but like, it's all going to be worth it. You know, like you have a family now. He's built a little family.
He's built a family like on his own, pretty much.
It's incredible.
It is incredible. I mean, I really choose you, but like, I'm not gonna, it's never gonna happen. Is that never gonna happen? I just think it would be so cute. I see it. I could see it. You guys could be on the radio in the morning. You can like, you know, share the children. It'd be wonderful.
I don't think I have a nurturing instinct for children, to be honest.
Oh my God.
I know.
He definitely does.
He and it was his dream. Remember, even when we were together, he was like, I want to have kids. And I was like, I don't understand the words you're saying right now.
Yeah, you're just like on two totally different pages.
And not to be too old school gay guy about it, but like, I'm still learning that it's a possibility to have kids, even though people close to me have. But when I was growing up, it wasn't not that it wasn't allowed, you know, but it wasn't. It literally was illegal. But it was like, I didn't grow up dreaming like one day I'll have a husband and children. It just wasn't one of my dreams. So now that it's a possibility, I am thinking about it, but it's not my gut reaction to think, oh my God, my instinct is to bring a child into the world and care for it. I'm still caring for myself.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
But I'm trying to explore.
No.
I'm trying to explore what that, because I think Andy's having an experience that is so rewarding, that is an experience that I literally cannot relate to. And I'm really good about putting myself in other people's shoes. I think I'm very empathetic, but when I look at what he's going through, I'm like, wow, your experience, a different kind of love on this planet that I just, as much as I can use my imagination, I don't understand. And I think that's pretty incredible.
It really is.
Not incredible enough to want to know what it's like.
Like, it's incredible, not for you, but to watch.
It is incredible.
Yeah. And you know what? It's not easy for him. There's times that I know, like even when he's posting and the child's in the back seat, first of all, I die laughing that he's going through that right now because that was my whole life, maybe like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I've like come out of that already. But when I watch that, I giggle because I'm like, listen, you're not special. You got to go through it like the rest of us. It's hard.
We all have more kids?
No, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done. I started really young, John. I got married to Joe. I was 25 years old.
Wow.
And I had all of my babies. Like, my daughter just went to college.
Never
I literally
know.
just, I know it's done. I did debate it at one point. But no, I think I'm good. I'm like living
Wow, you have
my
a
best
college
life.
age daughter. That is amazing.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
Isn't that insane? I had her when I was 25. I got pregnant with her. So it's insane to even like, oh my God, just like send her off. And like, even for me, it's
Is it
almost
hard
like,
to think about what she's doing, who she's talking to, one reason I would have a hard time being a parent is I would be so controlling. I would move to the town the college is in. I would follow them around. I would say, who are your friends? What classes are you taking? What exactly are you eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Are you drinking? Are you smoking pot? Who are you talking to on the phone? Give me your phone. Show me your phone.
Okay, you sound like Joe Gorga right now. Number one. Number two, can I tell you, when we went to drop her off at school, there was boys like in the dorms and he's like, what?
Yeah.
This is co-ed?
No.
The boys are across and the girls are here and all the rooms are together. Like they live in the same like
No,
vicinity.
I would move there and I would get a job as the RA.
He struggled. Like we drove away from that school, dropping her off and he was like, what the fuck just happened?
How far away is she from you guys?
2.5 hours. It's
Too
not
far.
that bad.
Too
but
far.
It's too far to come home all the time. Like she's there. He FaceTimes her all the time. He's like, who's in the background? What are you guys doing? Where'd you go last night? It's like, that's it. We had to let go. We lost control, She's out there doing her thing. But thank
You're
God
doing
she's
it right. That's great. You have you have a good attitude about it. I would have a really hard time. It would keep me up at night wondering what they're doing.
To know Joe Gorga is to know that he has a really, really hard time with it. And the fact, like, I giggle just watching him being like, what do you mean this is co-ed? There's boys that live across the hall and the next door. Like, I'm like, yeah, Joe, it's up to her to like do what she's going to do. She's got to live her life right now and decide what she wants, So that was not fun it was actually really fun. You're actually going to see that all in the Real Housewives of New Jersey because we filmed Antonio going to college and it was special. This holiday season, Peloton is your stage to work out your way. I love my Peloton so much. It's just the convenience of being in your own home. You save the drive to and from the gym. There's nothing like it, and it kind of gives you no excuse. Even when the winter's coming, it's about to get cold outside. You don't even have to leave your house to break a sweat. Peloton bike is like my absolute favorite thing these days. The Peloton bike gives you the freedom to move how you want to move, how you want to ride, spin, sweat, and sing like nobody's watching, which we all know I do each and every day. Why not bring a Peloton Bike Plus home for the holidays so that you can work out your way? Have you ever wanted to try a climb, a hit, or a low impact ride class? Well, now you can. Want to hop off the bike and pivot the screen to do a bar, strength, or yoga class? You can do that too. Make yourself uncomfortable in the comfort of your own space. You'll find classes and instructors that'll keep you coming back for more. For Peloton's December offer, head to onepeloton.com/offers. All access membership separate. Terms apply. It's the holidays, which means you're spending money. And no matter what you're buying this season, when you use the secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card, you can build your credit scores with on-time payments for everyday purchases. Plus, there's no annual fee, interest, or credit check to get started. You can use it everywhere Visa credit cards are accepted and build credit using your own money. With a Chime checking account, you get paid up to 2 days early. Chime has no monthly minimum balance or overdraft fees and provides access to over 60,000 ATMs. Start building your credit. Open a Chime checking account with at least $200 qualifying direct deposit to get started. Get started at chime.com/Melissa. That's chime.com/Melissa.
The Chime Credit Builder Visa Credit Card is issued by Stride Bank N.A. member FDIC. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees may apply. Call 1-844-244-6363 for details. Late payment may negatively impact your credit score. Results may vary. Early access to direct deposit funds depends on payer. SpotMe eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply.
But anyway, speaking of all of this, I need to ask you, because I was reading up on you a little bit and I'm like, wow, like, honestly, you've done a lot of things.
I'm old.
I had no idea
I'm 46.
you were on Broadway.
Yeah, that's how I started.
Are you a comedian? I see that you do comedy.
Yeah.
You were, that it was called a pop opera, right? That you were in.
That was
Bear.
Bear. Yeah, that was a very that was a big. I still get DMs from that show that like changed kids' lives. Yeah, people were really into that show.
And so you're like a like, do you do comedy? I had no idea you did comedy. You do podcasts. You're on the radio in the morning. You're producing. I hear you produce.
I produced reality TV for a really long time, actually.
Wow. Come to our show.
I hated it.
Would you pull your hair out?
It was not for, like I said, I have anxiety. I panic. And it was such I am creative. I feel like I'm a good writer. I'm funny. I had good ideas in the field. I was a good field producer. I was good with directing talent and directing scenes and coming up with story and helping people kind of verbalize what they're thinking in interviews and things. I was great at that. But when it came to running a show, and I'm not organized and I have bad ADD and I would stress myself out. And I also felt like anytime someone would get mad, and on a reality show, tensions can run really high, obviously. And I would always think I was in trouble, even though I never was. I don't know. It's not for people who take things personally and who are sensitive. I was not built for it. It made me really stressed out.
Oh my God. Sometimes we call these producers and I'm like, how dare you? I have 3 children and these people might and it's a lot. They feel bad, they're producing a show, they're doing what they have to do. But I can see it definitely being stressful, especially if you have anxiety. That's it's next level. The phone calls that if you were directing Housewives or producing Housewives, wow. The phone calls that come in to these producers.
It never stopped. It was 24/7. I did a show. I was running a show in Dallas, and I used to get phone calls from the crew, from the cast, Saturday night at 4 a.m., and these were like big issues too, life issues, like not just my call time is too early, but like major, the things that come out of these reunions and things like that, these big personal accusations and stuff, they come huge. A lot of times to me first, to the producer first, and you have to talk it out. And then you always say, well, talk to the person.
You're like, you have to go in there and sit them down and tell them what you know.
Yeah.
With this evil grin on your face. It's like, I could see it not being for everyone because you you feel like you're doing it to them yourself when really it's just life happening and you're just kind of following the reality of what's going on.
It is documenting reality. It's just the process of it freaked me out sometimes because I was like, am I being manipulative?
And then you feel guilty. See, you're too nice. You're too nice to be a reality TV producer.
But I tried it. I did a good job for 10 years. I produced reality TV. I worked on a bunch of great shows, but I'm better at talking on the radio, doing my comedy shows, which you should come see if you're in New York on the 14th of this month of December or the 18th of January.
Where are you going to be?
Green Room 42. I have a residency there once a month in New York City.
Okay, Joe and I definitely are going to come to one of those. You have to let me know again. Say it again so that my listeners can hear this.
I will pester you. Green Room 42, December 14th and January 18th are the next shows.
Oh, we are there. Joe likes to dabble with a little comedy thing here and there.
Oh, I know.
He kills me. John, I literally die every time he gets on the stage. I get anxiety for him. I mean, if you're a guy with anxiety, how the hell do you think, this is my thing. I look at Joe and I'm like, you have so many things. Why do you want to get on a stage right now and try to make 500 people laugh? That seems difficult to me. Just the fact that you want to make them laugh is going to make them not want to laugh. That's always isn't that stressful? That has to be so stressful for you.
It is sometimes stressful, but mine is not traditional stand-up. If I went to an open mic stand-up night, I would definitely just have a diarrhea explosion. I do mine is more of it's like an hour and 15. It's a whole show. I play music. I write original songs. I sing. And there's like,
it's
a
a
whole
special.
thing.
It's almost like a little, like, what is that called? Like a little variety show.
It
right?
is. It's a theater piece, but it is really funny. It is stand up. It's just kind of veiled and like presented as like the joke is that it seems serious. You'll see what I mean. You'll love it.
No, I love it. I can tell I love it. It sounds like a variety show.
You'll love it.
You just recently spoke to Danny Pellegrino, right?
Yes. He was on my show. Yeah. The News with John Hill, 8 a.m. Pacific on Sirius.
There we go. I feel like he also does that kind of thing, right? Where he does a little bit of everything like that.
I love Danny so much. He's so talented. And his book is really good.
Yeah. He's another one that is
he can do everything.
He can do it all.
And he's the coolest guy.
He's very chill. He's very
and
chill.
He has a really hot car. He drives like a really studly truck.
Does he?
Yeah.
Wait, were you flirting today? When like no?
I think he's like very, very taken. But I'm so down for friends. Like I love a good, solid friend too.
Well, I think he's one of them. I think he's like a good, solid guy.
He truly, truly is. He's such
I
a
really
great
like
person.
him a lot. He recaps our shows sometimes, and I want to like, I like listen to him, and he's able to just talk by himself for a full hour without having conversation back and forth. And I'm like, this is pretty talented in itself that I'm still listening to a one-man show just speak for an hour. I mean, that takes talent as well.
Yeah. And it's like in you or not. Like I'm really comfortable doing my little solo show. And at Sirius, I used to do a show and I had no guests. I just talked for an hour or two I loved it.
I can totally see you getting away with that. So now you don't only talk with Andy in the morning, you have the John Hill show as well.
Yeah, Tuesdays live at 8 a.m. So I do Andy 7 to 8, and then I'm on 8 to 9 by myself with people like Danny.
So were you just like always, did you go to acting school? Like how you can sing, you do music. I see you're on the piano all the time. Like, is there anything you don't do?
I don't do... well, I do a lot. Let's see. I grew up singing in church. I was like always a musical kid. And then I did go to acting school out here in California. And then I left to go do Broadway shows, toured the country, then was in New York just doing Broadway for a few years. And yeah, it's what I love to do.
You just like have all of these crazy talents. It's insane. And you know what? I feel like you can be one of those people that can actually like get on and do some type of like variety show or something. I don't know. I could totally see you doing that. And have you ever talked to Bravo about doing something like that on like Peacock or anything?
I would like to do the show that I'm doing now. I would like to focus it, keep workshopping it, and within the next year or two, get a special up on Peacock for sure.
I mean, see, I'm like foreseeing these things.
Manifest
I feel like
Melissa Gorga, come see and give me some notes.
I am manifesting. Have you ever had any like crazy run-ins with housewives? Have you ever had anything happen like that where you've met them or had a crazy experience? I ask, just so you know, I ask every one of my guests this because somebody always gives me some type of story.
I will say, well, listen, having worked at Watch What Happens Live for all those years, I definitely have, but for a lot of them, I was like blacked out. I used to be like a major drug addict and alcoholic. So I was like, honestly, that's the major takeaway. Is like for most of those years, I was like maybe blacked out, but, so I did have a lot of run-ins. I think, probably.
Come on, you have to have like one story.
Well, the first thing comes to my mind is this summer, actually. So Mark, who I host Discretion Advised with, Mark McNamara, we did a show. He has a running show on Fire Island every week. And Jill Zarin came, and a lot of big housewives came. Meredith Marks was there, Countess Luann. He had huge people out there. And it takes a lot. You take a ferry to an island for one night to, make an appearance. It's not a ton of money. It's like for the love of the gays. Like, it's very impressive. But Jill Zarin, I think, was our first person. And I did the show with him that night. It was like maybe Labor Day or Memorial Day. And Jill Zarin brought her dog to the club. And this club.
Always. Always.
That dog, I guarantee you, cannot hear anything now. That the music was so loud. And I was like, somebody get this dog out of here. And Jill Zarin put on I'll send you the video. You just can't share it with anyone. She put on a wig and she lip synced. And then the guys behind her took all their clothes off. All the go-go boys took, it was like their dicks were out, not even just butt or underwear, just like full frontal. Like,
was she dying?
she was living her life. She like got her living her life, the house down. She was into it. And she didn't really
Living her best
register
life.
how naked they fully were. And you could see in the video, like, it's just like Jill's face trying to lip sync in a really bad wig, and then just like helicopter cocks behind her.
I cannot, like, this is the experience I just had with you guys as well. Who knew that I just came to the Discretion Advised podcast with you guys? And, I called Margaret Josephs and I said, hey, Marge, I know you love Marge. She came on the show as well with you guys.
Yeah.
And I said to her, I don't know, they're asking me to do this podcast. Like, what do you think? And she's like, okay, I think you should definitely do it. It's a little naughty. It's going to be a little naughty. And I was like, well, what do you mean a little naughty? She would not elaborate because I think she thought that I was going to be like, all right, I'm good. Like, I don't know if I can handle this or so. She just was like, it's a little naughty. It's a little naughty. There I go. I bring Joe with me because we figured, all right, it's in the city.
Yeah.
It's live. So we'll go to the city. We'll grab dinner and after. It was like, I think it was a Friday night, wasn't it? Or was it like a Thursday or Friday night? I bring Joe. Guys, my listeners, listen to me, okay? It was penis after penis after penis up on the screen. Yeah. And Joe is sitting next to me, and he was such a good sport about it, right? I mean, all sizes of penises, I'm talking all different arrays.
I do the show and I'm always shocked by it. I love it.
But I have to say, I fully was like, wow, I'm just going to sit here and look at a bunch of penises with my husband right now.
Mark brings it out in people. I'm always surprised. On Fire Island, people will come to the show and before you know it, they're taking shots and their clothes are off. And I'm like, what? What is happening?
I actually had the best time. I did have a couple Cosmos because, I figured,
I loosen up.
Yeah. I'm going to have to drink a couple Cosmos for this one.
Speaking of Marge, that show that Marge did our finale for season 1. You did season 2. She did season 1. Marge and Dorinda, and they took my top off, and then Dorinda took her shirt off and dunked my head in a tank.
No, she did not.
Yeah,
did she have a bra on, or was she totally boobs?
She had a bra on, but
it
was very surprising. She was like, "Oh, his tits are out. I'm going to take mine out too." It's just, and that was at 1 p.m. Yours was a Friday night. That one was at 1 p.m. a brunch.
I can totally see Dorinda doing that, though. That's just like Margaret never. And then I heard Marge Sr. was there as well.
She had a great time.
I heard she made out with a boy as well, porn star. Well, you had a porn star there. Also, I met a porn star in the flesh my very first time, right?
Raphael.
John Raphael. He was, you guys warned me he was going to be funny. And he's
a character.
He's a character. He was great. I think he picked me up and swung me around a couple times. I had a good time. We also played a fun game where I picked my own boobs out of did I not? I knew I said that
breast to kind of critique or to say if it was a butt crack or cleavage. Yeah.
Yeah. And I said that is a Jersey girl's over tanned cleavage. And it was me.
And you're a Jersey girl. Yeah.
I know. I can call my boobs out from anywhere. I had a feeling that those were my tits. You
were such a good guest. I mean, such a good sport. That's when it's supposed to be fun. It is naughty, but we're respectful. Nobody has to do anything they don't want to do.
Social media is exhausting. I mean, I love it. The memes, the drama, the tea. So I started a podcast to digest all that is going on and give you an opportunity to just sit back and soak it all in. The Perez Hilton Podcast. We talk trending topics, cultural resets, and in case you missed it. So if this sounds like your world, your cup of tea, give my podcast a listen. The Perez Hilton Podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Well, I think there's something to say about you being so well-rounded, from being on in the morning to going to these types of podcasts to the singing. What's next for you? So what are you working on right now?
Honestly, I do my show every month in New York, and I always try to add a new song, swap one out. I'm really trying to workshop it every month to make it the best I can be. And then I do want to turn it into some sort of TV special. But I do want you to come. You got to give me your notes.
Oh, I'm totally coming. I know I'm going to love it, but I'm coming. You're also going to be at the Dynasty
Typewriter.
Isn't that a huge comedic spot to be at.
To me,
It's very
yes.
iconic.
In LA, it's where I wanted to end up when I first started doing the show almost a year ago. This is where I wanted to get to. So we're making progress.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I need to ask you a little bit about pop culture for 1 second.
Let's do
Because
it.
I need to know like your thoughts on this.
Okay.
I was literally talking about this today. I had, hence all the full glam that I'm in today.
You look so cute.
Thank you. I had an interview for our show today. You know, when we sit there in the confessionals and like the talking heads. And we were discussing this and I said, I'm going to ask John his opinion on this too. So I'm a Britney fan. I do love Britney.
Same, always for life.
I just am trying to figure out like, what do you think the reason for all the sexual dance on Instagram is?
I think that is how she was as a young teenager coming into her womanhood. I think that was what was drilled into her head as this is what your worth is based on. Your worth is based on your sexuality. So at this point, she's trying to either prove her worth or reimagine it. But
right.
I think it's part of maybe she's wrestling with, at her core, I think she was told your worth is based in sex.
Right.
And that's what
which is so sad. And which,
she was hypersexualized. We all kind of contributed to it. Like culture responded to her by appreciating her hypersexualized image as a literal 16-year-old.
Exactly. So was Jessica Simpson, Christina Aguilera. I feel like that was that whole era, right? That everyone was it was like the young pop girls just with that. So when we started seeing like all the little half tops and the bellies out and the belly button rings. And
I heard
some
cultural critics, a woman speaking about it, and she was saying, you have to remember, at the time it was innocent because that was music for other little 16-year-old girls. The people who had an issue with it were weird old people who were like, this is so hypersexualized. But like at the time that was music for little girls to feel empowered, to feel like I'm going to go to school and be like sexy. It wasn't, I'm going to be a teenage prostitute for old men. It was, we're going to feel sexy today at class. It's supposed to be empowering. But I think that might have gotten maybe miscommunicated or misconstrued now that she's a 40-year-old woman, like trying to reconcile maybe what her identity is.
Right. I know. So. And I read something that she said she trusted, like Paris Hilton is one of the people that she completely trusted and really wanted to talk to. I think she said on Andy Cohen the other day, Paris, that Britney was the last person who texted her. Yeah. Which I love that. I love that they still keep in touch. And what do you think about Taylor and Kelsey? Are you down with it? Do you think it's lasting forever? Are you obsessed with it?
I don't know if it'll last forever, but I'm into it right now. I think he's so hot. I love her. I love her music. I know it's basic bitch of me to say that, but I do. I don't care. I love it. I love Eras. I saw the tour. I love it. And he's so handsome and he has such a cute smile and he's like, they're so cute together. They should be together. Why not?
I agree. I feel like they look like they belong together. Yeah. Like they're the cutest couple. And the last thing I need to watch is this Beyonce thing. I haven't watched it yet. Did you see it yet?
I'm in such deep trouble because I didn't go to the actual tour and I regret it every second of my life.
Do you know I didn't either? And so do I.
I feel so stupid. And I also feel dumb for not having gone to the movie that I was supposed to go to the other night. And I went to therapy instead because if I canceled, I would have been charged $175. So I didn't go to the movie when my friends asked me to. So I still have to see it.
Unbelievable. So do I. And I'm like upset that I haven't seen it yet. But I feel also dumb that I did not go to that tour and didn't see that live. I feel like that was that's a big regret that I'm having right now.
But I think can't we go to like Venezuela or something? Isn't it somewhere?
I mean, let's make a date. Let's do it.
I think
why not?
Where is she? Patagonia? Chile?
I have no idea. It's not happening for me.
Brazil.
You know, with these 3 kids over here, you can just like pick up, go where you need to go. Like it's insanity over here in this world.
Oh my God, Melissa, I'm playing with your ring light that you told me about. I got one.
Wait, do you know how many people I sell this? This should be my own personal little square lights. You guys, he's holding up this light that I call it the pretty light. You attach it right to your phone. How cute is that?
It is.
Have you been using it? There you go.
I haven't been using it as much as I should be, but like,
no, because
it really
fits,
works.
you don't, the problem is you don't bring a purse with you. So it fits right into your little pocketbook. Whenever you're going to take a picture, you just bust it out. It makes your eyes whiter, makes your smile whiter.
Magical. I was just playing with it, like fidgeting with it. And I realized I got that from you.
Do you love that?
I love
from
it.
Me. And I got that from Larsa Pippen, by the way. She busted it out one night at dinner and I was like, what the hell is this?
It's a clip-on. You can clip it onto your phone and just be like serving CUNT.
You know what, guys? I'm going to put it up on my Instagram for all of you guys to click on because I just feel like every person needs it. It's kind of like a little cheat. It's a little cheat way to like look cute in your photos. But anyway, John, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you. I could not love you more.
I loved having you. You're just like easy breezy, good people. I'm coming to your shows. I'm 1000% coming.
I'm going to pester you with the dates and make sure you know.
Yeah, make sure you DM me. Make sure you give me all of the info. Everybody, you got to listen to John in the morning from 7 to 8. He's on with Andy. Yep. And from 8 to 9, he's on the John Hill Show, right? Boom. Your own show.
On Tuesdays.
There's lots of John to go around. Thank you so much for coming on today.
I'm an official Gorga stan.
Oh my God, love it. Yes, you got to be. You got to stand on the right side of history.
Tell Joe hello and that he's a gay icon.
I will. Do you know I hear him walking around? He's here. I hear.
Tell him hi.
I'm going to go tell the gay icon you said hi and his head's going to explode through the door. I will make sure I do that.
All right, do it.
All right. Thank you, John. So good to see you.
Thank you.
See you soon. Bye, honey.
Bye.
Hold on to your jingle bells. Pluto TV has all your holiday favorites for free. Enjoy Christmas classics like Scrooge with Bill Murray or Last Holiday with Queen Latifah. Plus, dive into festive channels like Holiday Movie Favorites by Lifetime or Hallmark Movies and more. Download the Pluto TV app on all your favorite devices and start streaming holiday favorites on live channels and on demand. With thousands of free movies and TV shows, Pluto TV is your home for the holidays. Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.